You work hard, you come in, you give everything, you're committed, but perhaps you're not recognised. What we want to do tonight is have a conversation about how all our people would feel so much different if they felt they were part of something special, they felt that they belonged and had someone to believe in. These guys have something in common. They're all heads of state. Every one of them went from a positive populism to rather negative nativism. They're strongmen leaders. They're asking a really tough question: dynamic engagement or splendid isolation? Not many of them understand or have walked in the shoes of the millennials. But all is not lost. We have a bunch of national leaders who are very, very different and of a completely different generation. And perhaps not aligned around ideology. They're not left or right. They're issue-based, they're event-driven. Our world is changing. Introduce my two special panelists. Please give the warmest of welcomes. Helen Spate, Steph Wickham, come and join me on the stage, please.
And it's been going, it's now entering its 5th season, and it's gone from being a sport worth 0 to 700 million in 4 years.
My job title is Business Support at Wilson & Partners, which is a mechanical and electrical engineering company. We're very small, we're only 10 people, so I do everything, basically.
How long have you been doing that?
For 4.5 years now. So I joined actually as a technician 4.5 years ago. Did that for 3 years while I was studying, and then decided that actually engineering wasn't really for me. So I put my hand up and became an administrator again, and in 2 years went from office junior to whatever I am now.
We're setting the premise today in that you saw my caricature of the strongman, of a particular vintage, and a new generation coming in. And every generation says that the generation coming after it is more difficult, more challenging to manage and relate to, but perhaps this is the biggest divide.
Moving from a big corporate background with policies, procedures, huge workforce, was going to Formula E was the first time that there was a blank sheet of paper and the CEO said, build it as you want it. And it was the first time that I actually could put my passion for diversity into my team. So we are 121 now. We've got 22 different nationalities. The youngest employee is 19, the eldest is 62.
I surround myself with people completely unconsciously of all sorts of different ethnicities, backgrounds. My friends are all 25 years older than me because they're a bit more interesting, to be honest.
Did you hear that?
It's all right, I'm a millennial, so it's
I had an application the other day from a young gentleman outside of the UK who'd been in a horrendous accident and he'd lost a limb. And we had a call, and he was such a wonderful, passionate young man. Didn't have a lot of experience, but I buy into that as well. I look at the person and what they bring and their passion and their commitment. And for me as a business leader is about how can I give him this opportunity? What changes do I need to make so he can have this opportunity at Formula E? And I think when you have control of a business, you absolutely need to keep thinking about that, because it shouldn't be an exclusive club. And
quite emphatically that you come from a rock-solid, middle-class British background, but you're leading an initiative on social mobility. Why?
But it's interesting what you said before with the kind of the trust aspect and everyone's voice is equal. I've gone through my life probably quite naively, being completely oblivious to any kind of hierarchical thing, or the fact that I should respect this person because they're older than me or because they've been doing it longer. I mean, I judge everyone's ability based on their performance. How are they as a person? Are they a good human being? And can you do what you say you can do? And if you can, fantastic. If you can't, why not? Right, let's fix it.
At first looking at it, you say, okay, they're young, they don't know anything. But honestly, speaking to people, I found that a lot of the younger generations have more drive not afraid, and the ones that are the same age are afraid and have less drive. And I find those two reasons is because who they work for.
So I work for a very large corporation, and I wish that we had the flexibility to be able to do what she's doing, because as she talked about, we've got processes, we've got systems, we've got lots of stuff in place, and actually I would kill, because I'm an HR leader myself, I would kill to have a blank sheet of paper and be able to start again.
This is from Frank Hogan, who's come through and says, what should government be doing to help?
So they tell people what they think people want to hear. And of course everyone's saying about quotas, or you should have a more diverse workforce. And I honestly feel that there are now parts of society that feel they are being discriminated against by these voices.
Diversity is
Can I have a microphone at the front, please?
Diversity is wonderful. We need diverse thinking. How do we remove fear so diverse people can come together?
Yeah.
Got it.
I think with Formulary, what was helpful to the team was within the first 3 months we went bankrupt. And we went bankrupt. We didn't formally go bankrupt, but we ran out of money. We were going to go bankrupt. We needed a buyer. And having such a powerful, charismatic, successful man at the helm of that, showing that vulnerability of this is where we're at guys, we're going to ring-fence payroll, we're going to try and find investment. I think he allowed people to see that he's not perfect. We are scared as a group. However, we're all going to get on board together and we're going to fix this and we're going to win and we're going to keep fighting and we're going to keep going.
Yet a lot of what we have as culture today was actually built by these guys. So how can we include them in the conversation to make sure that we're not actually going against our diversity and excluding them and blaming them for a lot of the problems? How do we include them in these conversations and get them to sort of maybe think a little bit different? Because at the end of the day, the world is going to become diverse. With technology, it's fact.
Discussion about it, there's no point having a black guy and a woman and a Muslim and a Hindu and a whatever, but not having the white male. He's got to be in the forum, he's got to be sat there as a group together, all physically, so everyone can see that actually it's not just words, it's not us kind of saying, oh, it's your fault or whatever. It's got to be everyone together with a common vision.
Question. Please join me in giving them the warmest round of applause. Elaine, Steph, Frank.